Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs and pokey yokes. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I'll take my keys to go home. Didn't see I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think for thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or death since I was young? Or got some voodoo done?
Namaste. What's up, Ultra Instinct? What's the deal, my brother? What is the deal? Namastizzle, peace and blessings, greetings, shalom, and so on and so forth. Magick here on the day of Venus and the third day of Halloween. And this is what I call it all month long. I'll be saying it's this day of Halloween, this that day. You know, all month is Halloween for me. Today, I'm already got started. I done watched Misery, The Exorcist. The Exorcist, Christine is on. Nightmare on Elm Street. All these are to fit in today already. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Tosh? How are you? What's the deal? How is it, Chicago? Texas is hot as shit today. It is hot. You know what I mean? I want to share something with y'all too. All right. I think this is pretty cool. Check this out. Hopefully, y'all are enjoying the month. Just want to share something real quick. What you think of this? Tosh, you might have seen this already. Okay, now everything want to slow up. Right when I want to show this, everything want to slow up. Right when I now everything going slow. Everything was fine before I came on here. Now everything's slow. And that's something. I don't know why it's acting like that. AI is still creepy to me, you know, but one more time. I don't know why it's going so slow right now. That's still some creepy shit to me, but anyway, I thought that was cool. Got a lot of likes, a lot of responses on it. You know what I mean? Aldi's has cinnamon brooms for $1.99 for anyone who does hoodoo. God damn, really? $1.99? $1.99? Really? Wow. What's up, Lixer? Poltergeist. Oh, that I don't think it's showing yet. But for those of you who are, I remember a lot of y'all saying that y'all were into Halloween. So, the stations to look out for. Well, everybody does streaming now, right? Nobody really does cable anymore, I guess. But if you do, Sci-Fi Channel, BBC, and one more, AMC. Those three, I know for sure. What's up, Michael? Greetings, brother. How are you? 87 degrees? Okay. Ain't too bad. 87 here in Texas is 97 for real. Delroy Johnson, greetings. How are you, sir? Them old scary, the ones I like, but I've been watching Alien Earth. I need to get to that one. Ani Osaru did suggest that one. I do need to get to that one. But I love the old ones. I was watching Carrie in Complete Darkness. My favorite scene of Carrie is the gym scene, the best scene. You know, when she snap and say "fuck all of y'all," I love that shit. So I had it completely dark. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Sharon? How are you? What's the deal? It's amazing. I appreciate it. No, I didn't create it. Never liked Halloween, but that Rob Zombie remake is fire. Didn't the Rob Zombie remake make him like real big though? Like huge. Like he like fucking Lou Ferrigno size or some shit like that. Dope. Okay, I appreciate it. No, I didn't create it. My son's best friend created that for me and sent it to me. And like I said, I got a lot of responses for it on it, I should say, when I posted it yesterday on Facebook. So yeah. Here's something else. I think this is something Katrina sent me, not mistaken.
Dans ce quartier de Brooklyn. Yo, si tu viens à New York durant l'automne, tu dois absolument te rendre dans ce quartier de Brooklyn où certaines maisons se transforment en véritables attractions pour Halloween. À Tucker Heights, quartier déjà célèbre pour ses illuminations de Noël et les stars qui y habitent, plusieurs familles investissent des milliers de dollars chaque année pour décorer leur maison pour Halloween. On parle parfois de 10 000 à 20 000 dollars rien que pour les accessoires, les statues et les structures gonflables, et la facture d'électricité grimpe vite. Certains propriétaires dépensent entre 500 et 1000 dollars juste pour le mois d'octobre pour faire rêver les passants. Et oui, les habitants eux-mêmes choisissent d'y consacrer du temps, de la passion et beaucoup d'argent. Il s'agit d'un quartier résidentiel où tu peux tout à fait te promener librement et c'est évidemment complètement gratuit. Attention, même si ça reste très bon enfant, les animatroniques peuvent être particulièrement flippants, donc attention à toi et à tes enfants si vous êtes plutôt trouillard. Pour t'y rendre, compte environ 50 minutes de métro depuis Times Square et 1 km de marche une fois arrivé à Brooklyn.
That's
Yo,
like,
si tu viens...
all right, enough of that. I'm sorry, I don't speak French. I'm not sure if any of y'all do. So, anyway, those look nice. HBO Max is doing the damn thing when it comes. Is it really? Okay, all right, I gotta check that out. Have you saw him? Yeah, I saw him 2 weeks ago when it came out. I saw him. I was not impressed with him. If you like movies that's heavy in symbolism, it's fine. You know, I thought it was gonna be a football movie. It's really not. You know, I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but everybody's saying Marlon Wayans did an outstanding job. It's just repeating everything else everybody else said. They slapped Jordan Peele's name all over it as a marketing tool. He had nothing to do with it. He did not write it. He did not direct it. He produced it. All right. When you hear the word produce, think finances, throwing money at. What's up? Stay high. Peace. Yeah, Michael was a lightweight giant. Yeah, I thought so. That's the one. I haven't seen it all the way through. I think on that Halloween, the Rob Zombie one, it goes more into his backstory, if I'm not mistaken. I have not seen that whole thing. It goes into here we go with this shit. All right, give me a second, y'all. While I'm doing that, we'll show this.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke of 5 places on the planet that were considered by him as exile zones, but also protective zones. They're more so protective zones where some foremost groups of human beings here in the United States of America would be able to go, while America will be completely destroyed.
Y'all hear that?
We're here in North America, where most of the work takes place in the States. The significance of the whole Western Hemisphere, like you all living in Mexico, Mother Tynetta being in Mexico. I heard the messenger had landed in Belize.
Yes, farmland.
Right. Even the vision happening in Mexico. What's the significance of that area?
Well, now you're going into something real deep. Is that jihad?
Yes, sir.
See that you always have to be cracking atoms on me. But that is very deep and profound what you're asking. That does not, I could not do it justice with a simple answer. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke of 5 places on the planet that were called,
I'm
considered.
stopping for just a second, just to say hello to a couple people. No, I wasn't dabbling in AI. What's up, brother Moore? My son's really, really good friend did that for me. I didn't even ask him; he just did it. So it still creeps me the fuck out the way I always look at everything in the background when it comes to AI and how it's so smart that it does certain things. It's just creepy to me, but um the way stuff is going right now is the reason I'm playing this particular video. Okay, this is the month of Halloween. We just passed the fall equinox, and so it's a lot of major rituals going on. Okay, and Ani Osaru is pointing out a lot. I keep saying his name because I think he's about the only one that I know of that's actually going in on the major rituals that's going on the masses of people. Okay, I'm sure there's other people. Y'all might like watch B-Dell or that Unk guy, that real, I ain't gonna say what I really think, but him. But like I said, the only person that I know of, I'm sure there's other people, but what's up, Mooney? How are you? You know, uh, you said, thank God I wanted to see. I tried last weekend, but wasn't successful. I have a link if you want to watch it. I have a link. You know, I'll give that link. So don't see it based off of me, please. You know, it takes a lot to impress me when it comes to movies. All right, because I watch everything with my third eye, you know, and I'm a movie buff, you know. So see it for yourself. You may have a different perspective. Me, I just wasn't impressed with it. Peace, Katrina. What's going on? You're not late. You're always on time. Justin Tippin. That's it. That's his name. Right. Justin Tippin. He did a couple other things I was not impressed with. You know what I mean? So it might be for you, though. See it anyway. Namaste. Namaste. Peace, Naga, Creed. What's up? Big rituals on deck. I seen that post he made about the gematria of the government. Yeah, all numerically connected, all of it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think I'm not for certain. There's another guy, it's a Caucasian guy on my list, on my friends list. His name's Frank Bansley. He does it as well. And there's another younger guy. His name is the real CJ. He does it. But these guys are mostly like incognito. You know, only person I know that's on the public platform doing it is Ani. So check him out. Yeah, him. He said, hell no. He is not everybody's flavor. Trust me. He might be a plant. You know what I mean? B-Dell and Ani. Oh, yeah. What's up, princess? What's up? Shout out to my princess there, my daughter. No way. I wanted to see it in theaters anyway. I knew what it was when I seen the preview. Okay, gotcha. Peace and prosperity, Sister Righteous. Call Me Kinfolk is a solid brother with the gematria. Call Me Kinfolk. Okay. Need to check him out then. I'm so glad that I discovered Ani back in 2021. I think I've been rocking with the brother for some years now. Maybe 5 years now. Me and him been rocking. He's gonna come back here. You know, we're gonna chop it up again. We're gonna go into anime eventually. But all right, I want to go back to this, what they're saying, because I know there's a lot of people that feel like it's a helpless situation with the government shutdown and everything that they're doing, and it's not the end of it. You know what I mean? So safe spaces is what this guy's talking about on this clip. Safe spaces. Give me a second, y'all. Is anyone been doing any blood magic since me and sister's name? Unbelievable. Blood magic. I told y'all the dangers of it. You know, it's very unpredictable. But I was just wondering if any of y'all actually has dabbled into it, researched it, played around with it. It doesn't seem like anybody has. Not Reverend Patience. I can't believe I can't remember my name. That's fucked up of me. Queen of Swords. I'm sorry. I could not. Her name was escaping me. You know, Queen of Swords. When we was talking about blood, y'all remember that? Blood magic, Queen of Swords. That's her. I was just curious because there were some people in that live that acted like they were interested. So I was just curious. But one of the things that I discovered is that the business that I brought those syringes from that I was telling y'all about, they are still in business. They still sell these things by 100 count. These are the little disposable syringes that I bought for them. Okay. You don't have to cut yourself or anything. It's a one-time use. You know what I mean? This is how, when I was fucking with blood magic, this is how I was extracting my blood. All right. That's how I was doing. I was using a small syringe, disposable syringe. Okay. I tried cutting myself and just couldn't. I was trying and it just wasn't working. You know. But anyway, safe spaces for y'all to go to just in case. Check it out. Let's go back to this clip.
By him as exile zones, but also protective zones. In fact, more so
Peace,
protective
Bobby.
zones than exile.
My peace.
They're more so protective zones where some foremost groups of human beings here in the United States of America would be able to go, while America will be completely destroyed. Those areas or countries that were called protective zones, I'll only mention 2 or 3. One of them is New Zealand. The other one is Canada. And the third one of the 5 is Mexico. Mexico is a country where we were taught that one of the brothers of Master Fard Muhammad was said to be living there. And I don't want to go too far on that and open up curiosity for those that do not intend good. I'm not worried about it anyway. They will meet a horrific experience if their heart and mind is not right. But yes, the planet is full of protective zones where people can go in a time of great destruction and peril. And Canada is one that would be saved, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, because it was not as cruel to our people as America. Another one of the brothers of our Savior, Master Fard Muhammad, was said to be living in Japan. And I think that's, of course, very significant. Yeah. Our Savior has an older sister who was the first of that union of the parents. And then came, to my understanding, Master Fard Muhammad, and then the 2 other sons. So this is all, if you could sum it up, man plan, God plans, God is the master of planners. There are provisions already prepared for us, brother Jihad, in all kinds of places throughout the world.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it there. All right. I used to believe wholeheartedly in all of that. 1994, 95, 93. I used to believe that, but do your own research when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Do your research. I can't say whether it's going to happen or what. I thought it was an interesting clip. They've been saying for the longest time that we would get out of this. Ancient prophecies have prophesied that we would get out of this. Okay. Destruction of America has been going on for a long time now. They've been destroying it from the inside out. You know what I'm saying? Do I still believe in what the NOI says? I can't say that I do, to be quite honest. I can't say that I do. For one, I've traveled a very spiritual path, and I think it's foolish of us to think that someone's going to be coming for us. You have to save yourself. You have to. This is why I've been trying to teach magic. This is why. All right. It's an ancient science. It's not new. It's been here for a long time, and I do believe a higher spirituality is what's going to get you out of here. Okay. It is what it is. I don't want to badmouth the NOI. I just don't think the same way. Like when I was first introduced to it and I was really heavy into it, I used to collect Farrakhan's teachings. I used to watch his teachings all the time. I was fully invested in the NOI. But yeah, I would much rather listen to somebody like Bobby Hemmett, Azazel Bay, C. Freeman L., Delbert Blair, Phil Valentine. I'd rather listen to those than listen to the NOI. Here's why. Master Farad Muhammad is a white man. There's no way around that. He was a white man. Now, they say he wasn't fully that. For more background on all of this, I suggest watching The Gods at War, Wesley Muhammad versus Natural Tahuti. I'm not going to go into that. No one can really save you but yourself. No man's coming, no God saving. You have to realize who you are. You have to realize your God-given potential and raise your vibrations. I keep saying that, but it's very true. This is why I can laugh and act the fool on Facebook, because none of this shit bothers me. None of it. I promise you, none of this bothers me. All right. So anyway, only dove and bat splub. Okay. Y'all know he sounds just like Farrakhan, don't he? Yeah. Japan. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Rebecca? How are you? Good to see you. He said Japan, which I love, but I don't think it'll be around in the later future. Oh, yeah. Right. There you go. Right there. There's another connection. They have actually joined forces with Scientology. All right. Scientology. So whatever you think of that, you know what I mean? Can believe in some prophecy when you start to learn timelines can be changed by ETs. Interesting statement there. I totally agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say that too. Timeline can spill over. Right. Mm-hmm. No one can save you but yourself. There you go. My dad had a friend in the FOI met Farrakhan when he came to Oakland when I was like 10. Okay. That's what's up. I seen Farrakhan in person in Philadelphia, and I was thrilled to go there and wait for a couple hours for him to show himself. You know, there was one lecture that I was just hypnotized by called "The Shock of the Hour." I thought there was going to be a spaceship coming to get us. You know what I mean? And this is what it's alluding to in Cosmic Slop by George Clinton. This is what is the very first, it's 3 stories, and the first story is about aliens coming to clean up the environment, coming to give them gold, and do all sorts of things for all the black people. This is the story in Cosmic Slop, which is now fully on YouTube. Cosmic Slop. Check it out. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, that's fine. At least watch the first story, right? But all 3 stories are important, in my opinion. I think the NOI can help our brothers and sisters. There you go. You know, and that's where I'm at with it. It can help you with a certain degree of awareness, self-awareness, and how, you know, clean up your act. It can help you to a certain degree. But I think people like Azrael Bay, Bobby Hammond can help you go even further than that. This, I think, honestly, the NOI is for someone who has just really, really ignorant, have no knowledge of self. Pop still got a house full of final calls, but I don't trust no religion. There you have it. I remember spiritual teachers saying certain people's consciousness isn't ready for certain topics. You're absolutely correct. You know, it depends on where your consciousness is. Rapture Day is an example of why I do not buy into end times and grand rescues of people's predictions. Right. There's some people who just doing all kinds of crazy shit, thinking that it was. And they do this every couple of years, people. They do this rapture shit, you know, but people don't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go to another clip here. Which ones did I want to show you? I think I got so many good ones. Oh, speaking of the rapture, look at what this guy did. It's tell you how people fully invested in that. You know what I mean? Check this out.
Day 2 of being homeless after I sold my house because I thought the rapture was going to happen. So yeah, being homeless is not great. All right. You can't see it from here, but the billboard that I thought it was like a final joke. Fuck. $7,500 does not go very far, especially when you're going to spend $5,000 on a billboard to essentially troll all the atheists that are left behind. Yeah. So anyway, I'm on one of the back roads here in the Appalachian Mountains. There is nothing here. I kind of had some luck because I found this old barn back here, but it's pretty sketchy back here. If I'm not careful, somebody's going to see me, but I was able to sleep down in that. So a lot of rain last night, but at least I was mostly dry. I'm going to see if I can go back to the restaurant and negotiate like a partial refund because that steak was not worth $1,500. Day 2 of being home.
Dora pause. He actually trolled people who didn't believe it. He actually trolled them, and now he is homeless. He spent $1,500 on a steak. You can't make this shit up, people. You just can't. Wow. He's anyway. Yeah. Woo! I met a few NOI over here, and they are heavily indoctrinated. You can't mention Malcolm X around them. They'll get angry. Why? Oh, they believe. Wait, why? Why they get mad about mentioning Malcolm X? Oh, that's right. They had a falling out. That's crazy. They are heavily indoctrinated. When I heard him say, so what if we did kill Malcolm? What business is it? Really? See? Now, so much time has passed. It's like, yeah, it was. Cosmic slop is raw. George Clinton was ahead of his time with that one. A lady gave up her children to CPS. Clearly, she didn't want them. Religious psychosis is at an all-time high right now. Absolutely. Absolutely, Mooney. Absolutely. It is at an all-time high. It really is. Since each religion is in some way has the origin of being one with the creator, if some remove the worship aspect, could they still evolve in consciousness? Since each religion in some way has the origin of being one with the creator, if some remove the worship aspect, I think anybody can evolve in consciousness. Anybody, you know. But believing in other people, I believe, is where people go wrong. Believing in archetypes as actual people is where people go wrong. Believing in something outside yourself is absolutely wrong. It says, ye are all gods, children of the Most High. That makes you God, right? That makes you a God. But I say, me personally, I say, Magick says, y'all guys with potential. Okay? Guys with potential, right? Potential. Okay? I don't believe the amount of melanin in your skin has fucking anything to do with anything. That's me. Okay? Jewel Pookrum, a doctor, said everybody has melanin. Some to certain amounts more than others. But everybody has some amount of melanin in their skin. All right, take what you will from that. You know what I mean? But I think very, very different from people. Remember, though, I also read a lot. I research a lot. So my opinions, my thoughts, all of that comes from everything I just mentioned. I have informed opinions. It's never based on my emotions or how I feel. It has nothing to do with how I feel. The people who brought into this prediction kind of shows how ready people are to leave this planet, how tired they are of life or the way things are. I've been tired of it, Bobby. I'm like, how are people not more tired of the shit that's going on and the people who run this place? How are you not tired of it? This is why I suggest, and I'm not doing this for any particular reason other than the information that's on there. This is why I suggest Azazel-based comic book. He had a lot to say in those comic books. You know what I mean? Y'all laughing at the guy who became homeless. You know, laughing at other people, but you're homeless. Peace, Junkyard Jedi. What's the deal? Excuse me. She gave up her kids so her kids aren't worthy of heaven. Right. Don't get me started on the sisterhood because I'll go all day. Don't even get me started on that. Asir, the Duke of Tears, had a couple things to say about the sisterhood on his page. He's pointing out sisters who are actually pointing out things wrong with the sisterhood. But anyway, just seen an article on Google earlier. They believe that about 15,000 churches are set to close in this new reality. 15,000, huh? That's crazy. Read some article, maybe The Guardian, talking about people trying to plan out what to wear that would match their damn me angel wings. All right. Everything we seek is within such a profound statement right there by Katrina. Not everyone can activate the soul. And there you go. That is a very true statement right there. Not everyone can activate the soul. I know exactly what you mean by that. Those on the frequency should know what he means by that. What's up, William West? Guys, shit. Only one way to leave. Maybe he can reach the divine stupidity, the rapture from house to home. What's up, Lloyd? Oh, speaking of Asir, what are some books we can look up regarding H.P. Blavatsky and PBR having issues? You gotta kind of read between the lines. There's only so many people who were having. It's not documented, as a matter of fact. I think Asir would be the best source of information on that. However, I think, and I know I read this somewhere, they were actually might have been lovers, and she siphoned that information from him. Take it. It is what it is. I mean, I could be wrong. I know that I read that somewhere, but Pascal Beverly Randolph, Madame Blavatsky. I mean, because if you look at the theosophical teachings, they mirror his. So take what you will. You know what I'm saying? Practicing being the observer. Okay. Yeah. It's not explicitly like spelled out. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say this in the most polite way possible. Help me with my Virgo-ness. Yeah, I think I ain't going to address it. Dion Fortune had some wild. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. This comes from a lot of reading, y'all, a lot of research. You would have to read in between the lines of the shit that they put in print. All right. They're not going to specifically say that they were having relations or something like that. But like I said, I think Asir would be your best authority on that knowledge there. Know what I'm saying? So yeah, take from that what you will. All right. Remember we was talking the last time about Harvard. Remember we was talking about Harvard and what they're trying to do now. Now they're doing courses in Beyonce and Taylor Swift and whatever, you know. But yeah, here you go. They still doing shit like that. Look what they have here. Check this out, y'all. Howard University. This is this person. This person's name is Lahore Vagistan, their newest professor. Howard University has appointed Kareem Kubchandani, a drag performer known by the stage name Lahore Vagistan, as a visiting professor in its studies of gender. Currently an associate professor of theater, dance, and performance studies at Tufts University, will join Harvard for 2 semesters. In the fall, he will teach queer ethnography, a course exploring research methods in queer studies. For the spring semester, he is slated to lead RuPaulitics, Drag Race and Desire, which will examine the cultural impact of the television show RuPaul's Drag Race. Kubchandani has built a career blending academia with performance art, author lecturing in his drag persona. His stage name, Lahore Vagistan, draws from South Asian cultural references. Lahore plays on Lahore, a city in Pakistan linked to his family's origins, while Vagistan reimagines the Indian subcontinent. The average cost to attend the Ivy League school, $86,000 per year. Extreme door pause. Howard University used to be a prestigious university. Is it still that? I don't know. You see the studies that they're doing now? What's up, Zoboy? What's going on? What's the deal? How you living? How you living? That's crazy as hell to me. Crazy. I need to have 5 years of experience and a bachelor's degree for a decent paying job, but this dude in drag can be a professor at Harvard. What are exactly? Exactly. You know, exactly. You know how much money I owe for student loans? You know what I mean? Come to find, I was naive too. I was naive thinking that getting a college degree would mean everything. It means nothing. And this is a person that got 3 degrees. It means nothing, absolutely nothing. Because what they're going to do is hire what they want and who they want. They're going to hire who they want based on whatever they want. It's all politics in the corporate environment. I said what I said, and it's based on my experiences and others' experiences. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That name, wow, Vagistine is a play on the Yoni, but say what you like, fella. Exactly. Exactly. PhD for clown and X-Men. We are doomed. Right. A PhD. No, you don't, Bobby. Just be a traveling professor. What's up, Chikezi? Peace, 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 peace. All right, I want to go back to the lecture that Azazel Bay did on Halloween, however many years ago. Okay, enough of the nonsense that we're seeing here. Bobby did one actually on Halloween too. Isn't it funny that both the master teachers that I refer to the most, they both have done Halloween lectures, both of them. Oh, for anybody who wants it also, but I put it in Patreon if you're a member. All right. There is the spooky season handbook. Okay. Spooky season handbook. I think I put it in there for all tiers. I believe I did. All right. The ultimate guide to celebrating the best time of year by Bewitched. Okay. All right. Got a lot of good information in here. Getting into the spirit, rituals and spells, how to host everlasting spooky season. Okay. Great book. Really is. All right. Halloween has shapeshifted over many centuries, transforming into a global celebration of the mystical and macabre. Today's spooky festivities have roots in the folk traditions and beliefs from Celtic-speaking countries, with some thought to have even older pagan origins. The earliest ritual with a suggested lineage to modern-day Halloween can be traced back over 2,000 years to the Gaelic festival of Samhain, celebrated on the 31st of October or 1st November in what is known as Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France. It marked the end of harvest season and the approach of frosty winter months, which at the time held associations with death, darkness, and liminality. It is in this liminal space between light and dark that spooky season is born. Okay. On the night of Samhain, the Celts believe that the veil between our mortal realm and the deceased became thinner, meaning that spirits could return to earth and even interact with the living. This included the Asi, or fairy folk, a mischievous supernatural race that was set out to lure people back into their own otherworldly domain. These creatures were appeased by leaving out food and other gracious offerings outside your home. To avoid being recognized by wandering ghosts, particularly the vengeful ones, People will often wear disguises in the form of animal skins and costumes, a practice widely regarded as one of the earliest inspirations for costuming traditions during Halloween. Okay. Ultimate guide to spooky season, y'all. Don't mean shit. I'm a teacher. Oh, are you a teacher? Really? Yeah. Yeah. Kanye West, no matter what you think about him, on one of his earliest albums, spoke about this. He even did skits on how about having college degrees. Like I said, I was naive too. Me too. I actually thought having degrees would mean my life was just going to be easy. I was going to be up in the upper echelons and all this shit. Whatever. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to this.
Hillary steps up. Now, from my information, she is the only witch or the only woman. Now, when I say witch, I'm talking very positive here. That's all I want to deal with is a witch. I don't deal with, the mundane church woman. That's fine though, because that's their vibration, and that is the level of class they're in.
The level of class.
And just like those behind them, you're going to move from this level to a higher level, and guess what? When you look back, that's they're going to be sitting here. So, we all talk about brain dead and how we don't like it. You don't like it because you're in a higher dimension. Hillary steps up. She is the only woman that I know of that's in the Skull and Bones.
The only woman.
The only woman. And she's a witch. She is a witch. I'm talking about a practitioner. All black women are born witches. It is a natural phenomenon. White women have to become a witch. They don't have that energy or that power. You see, black women will take that power from them and go to church, and they no longer become a witch, although they still are, because they still have that power. You see, with their big hats, everything. They have all the stuff a witch would have right in the damn church room, all of it. But Hillary Clinton, Hillary Potter, there's an article that came out in 1989 in New York Times Magazine, got her and Bush in the coffin at Skull and Bones in the New York Times. Hillary Clinton. You gotta understand that. The original witch was going by the church now. They began killing we got the fictitious witch, the one we see Halloween and the pointed hat and all like that. That came from the church when they found out that women menstruated. And they said, oh shoot, we didn't even stab her or nothing, she's just bleeding. It's a hole there, why is she bleeding? That's how the European was. And so that became synonymous with some kind of weird magic. And they began killing women in the millions. I'm talking about from little girls on up. Then, later on, it became boys, black people, and so forth and so on. But the original persecution started with women who menstruated. That's what that was. And since we're on that subject, we get a little bit into Halloween. We talked about it was the harvest. But an interesting character, I was going to do this before, then I got sidetracked a little. Yeah. Yes. That's supposed to be a hand there. Y'all know what that is, right? Jack in the Box. Interesting character. There is, it's amazing what you can find out these days, man. There's so much information embodied in that. One symbol right there. We talked earlier about X-Men. And an X is actually a cross, and a cross is a box. A cross is a box. If you take a bunch of squares, say about 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me draw that. Yeah, you fold those squares up, it'll turn into a box. It'll turn into a box. The box is what Brother Lamar said, the cell. And this represents the dying from the physical, moving into the spiritual realm, the cross. Jack inside the box.
All right. He goes into so much more on this particular Halloween episode, is like what I like to call it, but I thought that was interesting what he said there about black women and Hillary Clinton. I don't believe I do. I have a book called Solar Something. I mentioned it once because it's the only book I think I have on like solar magic, and I think it's from the Egyptian pantheon. I would have to look though. So offhand, I can't think of but that one book, Legacy Sigma. What's up, Doctor? Speaking of Kanye, Diddy got 4 years. Did he really? Oh, today was the day he was supposed to be sentenced, right? Yeah, okay. Some of Dr. Gibson's books are still. Oh, what's up, Ariel Anderson? I don't remember seeing that name before, but welcome. We got more clips from Katrina. Let me see. Here's another reason to step up your magic. Remember the clips that I was showing y'all earlier about, the clip about, I'm saying safe spaces for you to go because they're destroying America, right? But check this out right here. Look at what they're trying to do to passports. A bill has been introduced in Congress that would allow Marco Rubio to revoke the passports of U.S. citizens if they criticize Israel. Florida Congressman Brian Mast is introducing a bill that could potentially be used to deny U.S. citizens the right to travel for criticism of Israel. Slowly but surely, they are destroying freedom of speech. Slowly but surely. Now you can't criticize that place. That's crazy, right? That is absolutely crazy. Let's see. Another one here about, we were talking about gender earlier. Look at this.
It's hard to know who's dangerous or not.
That's true, though disappointing.
Hey, it's okay. I know I'm safe when I'm with my friends or other non-binary people.
Non-binary?
People who aren't female or male. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have assumed.
I always knew my pronouns felt right, but what a wonderful word for a wonderful experience.
It's hard to know who's dangerous or not.
So that's a kid's cartoon. And, you know, I had to stop watching Big Mouth because of that. You know what I mean? But, you know, this guy gives a perfect response. Perfect response here. Okay? Perfect.
How many genders are there?
2.
What are they?
Male, female.
What about the people that say there's like 20 different types?
Well, there's 2 genders and a near infinite number of mental illnesses.
How many
Perfect response. Perfect response. Infinite number of mental illness out there. Okay? Mental illness. It's funny to me. I had a meme that it wasn't really a meme. It's information on who actually this could be linked to, who actually started this particular movement. And for some reason, I can no longer find it on my computer. Isn't that something? I could actually pinpoint the exact person. And that exact person comes from the place where they said that if you criticize them, they are going to revoke your passports. That person is from there. What a coincidence. Wow. I cannot find it anymore. Yeah. Mitchell Gibson took his site down. If you need any of the solar books, they're hard to find. Oh, come. But how would they know that just from looking at the passport? They have ways. Yeah, I mean, this is why I don't like Alexa, for one thing. I don't like the damn Alexa in my house, to be quite honest. Right. Yes, he is. Exactly. Exactly. I have a solar book, but I can't. The title is escaping me, y'all. I'm sorry. In my opinion, there was never a freedom of speech. Also, it isn't a freedom if a freedom is given. It's a privilege. A privilege can be. There you go, Bobby. There you go. Exactly. Leave the fucking children alone. I wish more people were on board about leaving children and protecting children than us. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, everybody's letting this shit happen. Social credit score incoming, that episode of Black Mirror where the chick car stopped based on her. That episode was something else. But that episode, I think everybody should watch that episode. She was freaking out because her score kept getting low. She was freaking the fuck out. And she had a good reason too. Y'all gotta watch that. I can't remember the name of that particular episode on Black Mirror, but it is a must-see. Right, exactly. The Khazars, right. They something. You know what I mean? They are something. They know the birth chart of the gods. Drawing solar energy from no, it's called something else. It's that might be it. I think I gotta look for it. I have to look for it. I don't know offhand what the title of that is. Yeah, X-Files, Black Mirror, Fringe. Oh my God, so many different shows. Anything that me and Ani Osaro talked about on here, me and the professor, Michael Bell. Michael Bell got me watching the OA, you know, Lock and Key. You know what I'm saying? Watch what you can, because again, movies are nothing more than visual aids. I will watch an entire movie. I've done this. I will watch an entire movie just for one scene. All right. I did this with a movie Bobby Hemmett suggested. And it was about how they came in and took these people's land out from under them in Louisiana. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it didn't get explained until about the very end. And the movie was lackluster, you know, but this shows also the extent that Bobby Hemmett actually does research too. You know what I mean? So is that it? Nosedive? Okay, thanks. Good looking, Ultra Instinct. Good looking. Yes. Let's see. There's a woman who says that she teaches her children, she homeschools her children. Oh, also, yes. Remember I said Sears pointing out some things about the sisterhood, right? About a lot of these black women are getting killed with these white men. You know, check this out though. If you think racism is ended, you are naive. All right, check that out right there.
You too, baby. I got you too. Look at TikTok. Nigga. Look.
Rita.
Nigga. Look.
Rita.
What? Nigga.
Rita.
Nigga. I love you. Crackhead.
Rita, will you
I
stop
got it.
this
I got
in
it,
front
too.
of the kids?
But move them.
Move yourself.
Move yourself.
Hold
I
your
live here. I
tongue.
live here. She don't.
Hold your
I
tongue.
live here.
Yeah, she lives here. She lives
Act
here.
like an adult.
Why?
That's enough, mother. That's enough. That's enough.
Because
You stop. You
freaking
stop.
car.
You stop.
Stop.
We pay that
You can call the police on me. I will do that. That's enough.
We pay
Stop.
that for her. She's a crackhead.
She's not. She's not.
Crackhead.
Stop.
Crackhead. You never
Stop.
paid her.
Stop.
Stop. I got you too, baby.
Ha. That's her grandchild that she said this about. That's her grandchild. She's calling her grandchild a nigga and a crackhead. She's talking about a child here. You know what I mean? She's talking about a child. Okay. It is what it is. I saw a young woman in China couldn't buy food. Her cousins had to set up something for her to buy food. You know. Yeah, how you calling a child a child? Told you, speaking of mental illness, racism is not just a system, it's also a mental illness, in my opinion. It is absolutely a mental illness. You know what I mean? This is a child. Well, the child don't know nothing about crack, yet she called her that anyway. And it's part of her. This is her grandmother. You know what I mean? Nigga. I mean, I could say so much more, but I won't. Back to spooky season, y'all. Back to spooky season. Oh, one last thing here. Bobby Hemmett went in. It's called Magic, Halloween, and African Mysteries. All right. I have the complete lecture, but Serious Times Media posted it on YouTube. All right. And part of it is Bobby talking about Halloween and magic.
They said that they called some personnel down from some office, and he said, "Look, we're not really. We know that you're Robert Hemmett. We know this. We see that you're an alumni of this particular college. We need to know what state are you from." Well, I said, well, basically, if I'm I said, basically, I'm from the state of Georgia at this particular time. So your state and your city is where you're from. Not the it's the United States. But remember, America is not where you hail from. Your country is what I'm trying to say, is what state you're in. Remember that. That's very key. Because you can go to different states and you govern by different laws. So your country is your state. And in this particular case, where you are from is Baltimore, Maryland. So therefore, it's very key to try to understand a city and why you live in that city and what the government has for you. Going into the whole Halloween thing, basically Hallows Eve is just like any other tradition that they deal. That's the European tradition, but all across the world, they even in Mexico and in parts of Asia, parts of India, and even in Africa, they always have what is called a Day of the Dead. The dead also represents the Day of the Ancestors.
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past. We tried other work management platforms, not naming.
But it also represents the underworld, the hollow earth, the underworld. Now, it's not necessarily in metaphysics talking about a realm that's up under the earth, but it's talking about a realm in literally another dimension. That's the ancestral realm. And so every culture has a Day of the Dead, or the this Hallows Eve in Europe. That's the European form of the Day of the Dead, dealing with that particular ancestral aspect. It becomes a little more elaborate, with the ghouls and the goblins and all this type of stuff. But still, yet that's the basis of this. So this is a very important day if you understand and read behind the lines in the particular aspect that we honor the realm, the ancestral realm. Give you an example how we've been spooked out based on Christianity. I have a skull in my living room stuck inside a black pot. So when people come in, they automatically spooked out about it. Now, over the years, some of the meanings of these things have been lost based on time. But the practitioners still keep up to the tradition of those particular customs, although the real meaning could be lost in time. And that's what happens a lot of times. Then other cultures come in, and because they don't know the real meaning, because some of the practitioners might not know the real meaning, they all relegate all this stuff into evil, a superstition, or bad. 98% of things on the planet, we always remember this, 98% of everything that we call evil is basically a misunderstanding based on time and historical ignorance.
The master teacher himself. Y'all hear that, right? So it means things have come out of context. Like I always say, Halloween is so much more than trick-or-treating or dressing up in costumes. It's so much more than that. You know what I'm saying? So what he said right there was so profound. And the practitioners keep the current pure by keeping up these traditions, these customs, these rituals. All right. So it's for me, and I've explained this before, it's so much more than just watching scary movies and shit. I get into it based on all of the original intents of these particular days, these power days. Okay. She refused to get a digital ID, so her cousin set one up for her, but her credits ran out and couldn't buy food. This was in China. So y'all hear what Katrina's saying, right? Because I think we probably headed towards that. Do you have a whole lecture on Patreon? No, I don't think I do. I will upload it though to Patreon, Mooney, just because you asked me nicely. So each state is its own country, basically. Yes. All right. Y'all remember I said that I watched these cam videos. All these body cam videos, they all have different rules. Okay. Different rules of traveling. All right. Like I found out visiting New York about 10 years ago, you couldn't make a right turn on red. All right. This is something that you can do in Texas all day long. Okay. Cop won't bother you. But I had a passenger, and that passenger was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Cops will stop you for that. I'm like, what? I'm turning. You can't turn on red in New York. There's a lot of other stuff that I could point out, but that's just one example that off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Michael Surratt? Peace. Glad you could make it, and I'm about to be out. So enjoy the rest of y'all day. Enjoy the weekend, people. Think about what was said here. You know, I think I put out a lot today. You know what I mean? If not, I'll eventually get to everything that want to put out to y'all. You're going to take it and do what you will. Use discernment, take what you need, throw the rest away. And that applies to everything. Take what you need, throw the rest away. Okay? All right. Thanks for joining me. I'll see y'all next week. I'm the one and only, the mystical, the magical, the crazy, the hilarious, and the diabolical one, Magick LaCroix. So greet you in peace. Namaste. Enjoy spooky season, y'all. Yes, ma'am. Peace to all of y'all. Appreciate y'all coming.